guys, welcome to Beyond Science 2. I'm your host Jasmina. The Korean flag is one of the most recognizable and most beautifully designed flags in the world. To use the color and the balance of each element on its white field represents a kind of graphic zen state that your eyes just cannot move away from. Historically, Korea did not have much use for a flag, especially back when they were a colony of Japan. A historical account has it that in 1882, Gojong, the king of Korea, sent an ambassador to Japan on a diplomatic mission. While at sea, the ambassador decided to put together a standard of colors that he believed represented the Korean people. He drew the image of the yin and yang with 4 trigrams surrounding it. Prior to the creation of the early iteration of the Korean flag in 1882, Korea had no flags to represent itself and opted to emulate the flag of China, whom the country had a peaceful relationship with. In 1883, upon returning from his trip to Japan, the ambassador presented Gojong with the image of the flag he used on his mission. And on March 6th of the same year, Gojong proclaimed the yin and yang as the official flag and standard of Korea. Unfortunately, for some strange reason, the proclamation was not enacted in writing and nothing was published regarding it. It would take Korea until June of 1942 to formally enact a law on the uniform creation of the Korean flag. Though the law was promulgated, the large parts of the country were unaware of it due to the fact that the Korean government was in exile and was still a colony of the Japanese Empire. When the Republic of Korea was founded in 1948, it was only then that many of their laws and proclamations were enacted throughout the country, and in the following year, the Korean government issued a provision of the national flag. Since then, the yin and yang has become the national symbol and flag of the Republic of Korea. Easily recognizable, the Korean flag is one of the most identifiable flags in the world. Its sheer simplicity is rivaled only by that of Japanese flag. We start off with the flag's white field. Representing purity in many cultures, the Korean flag has adopted white as a symbol of showing that Korea is a nation of peace-loving people. And the very center of the flag is a symbol of yin and yang. This symbol was adopted from the ancient Chinese symbol for balance and harmony. And on the flag though, Korea has elected the use of colors of red and blue, where red represents the yang and blue is the yin. The yin and yang is the representative of the duality of nature that comes together to create a harmonious relationship. Light and dark, male and female, positive, negative. In some cases, people remember the icon of yin and yang as a sun rising from the ocean. It's also a neat trick to remember where the colors are placed on the symbol. Moving on to the 4 trigrams surrounding the yin and yang. These 4 sets of lines are not on the flag by mere coincidence and aren't randomly drawn up. The trigrams are actually symbols that represent different elemental concepts, with each of the 4 groups of solid and splitted lines representing earth, heaven, water, and fire. Each trigram ties in together the flag's theme of harmony and balance as these elements work together to support life. At the same time, contrasting each other to echo the symbol of yin and yang, fire contrasted by water, heaven contrasted by earth. The image of the flag has been conceived and used as early as 1882 and has become internationally recognized when the Republic of Korea became an independent and sovereign state. Interestingly, there have been iterations of the flag where 8 trigrams appear on the field instead of 4. This has long since been scrapped to give preference to today's much simpler design. Also, another point of interest is that many Koreans oftentimes interchange the placements of the trigrams when being illustrated. However, one thing that every Korean national and citizen can agree on is the colors of the yin and yang are always red at the top and blue at the bottom. The story and intent behind the creation of the Korean flag is something that can strike inspiration to anyone who discovers it. Upon its white flag are different symbols with different meanings but are speaking the same themes: harmony and peace. In today's situation, however, it is quite ironic and depressing to know that the division between North and South Korea has rendered the flag's message with less power, especially with the North adopting a more radical standard of colors to represent its communist ideals. But despite that, as one of the most iconic flags to have ever flown, the Korean flag remains to be a point of inspiration to many people seeking peace and unification in their homeland. And in the world stage, it has become a symbol of strength and spirit, as South Korea has continuously grown to be one of the greatest and most advanced democratic nations. From its strides in economy to introducing its culture internationally, it comes as no surprise that we have all come to love and admire what the flag unwaveringly represents. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!